This is a question, John, that you alluded to, an issue that you alluded to a little bit earlier. But the questioner asks, why shouldn't we bar immigrants from the public option and buying private insurance? They're here illegally, thus breaking the rules. If we bend the rules for one, they're weakened for all. And the questioner ends by urging, go to the root, the immigration process.
Okay. That's a good one, and it's a hot issue. And again, I told you earlier, I think we should cover everyone for health care, including immigrants. And I think it's in all of our interest to do so. And this is one where I'll say that most of the faith tradition social justice concerns says you are to care most for the most vulnerable people. They're the ones you're supposed to be looking out for most. And that is, in this case, people who may be in the country illegally. That doesn't mean you shouldn't change the immigration policy and fix the immigration policy. I think we ought to do that. But then recognize my great-great-grandparents immigrated from another country, and they came here legally because there were Switzerland and Germany. And Connie's from Holland and from Norway. And they came here legally because there were no rules to break. I mean, they couldn't have been illegal immigrants because there were no rules to break. And we've changed the rules now, and yes, they've broken. I have real problems with the idea of calling people illegal. I think they may be breaking the... But the idea that we should fix the immigration law, which is key, we have to do that. But the idea that people who are here, a 12-year-old kid from Mexico gets in an auto accident, gets their arm cut off and they're bleeding all over the place, we're going to say, bleed to death, kid? I don't think that's a very moral choice to make. And I don't think most people want that either. It's very easy. A lot of the anti-immigrant stuff, I mean, I just got an email the other day from somebody telling me all these wonderful things they're getting from this. And you know, most of the emails, you think they're ripping us off every left and right way and paying nothing into the system. I saw the other day, immigrants are paying, undocumented people are paying $8.5 billion a year into Social Security, and they can't collect a penny of it. But so when you look at the big picture, you know, it's a little more nuanced than a lot of people think. But the other issue is it's easy to hate them, people who are from a different country, from a different color of skin, different gender orientation, different all sorts of things. It's easy to hate them. But when you get a person that you connect with, about 2 or 3 years ago, there was a high school kid living in the school, and I think it was Apple Valley or Egan. And remember how when they found out he was living there and he was an undocumented kid, and all the parents and all the kids in the school were trying to rally and find ways to make sure he wouldn't be deported. Because they knew he was a good person and they cared about him. Because when you personalize, when they get to know somebody, people care about each other. It's only when it's those people, when we depersonalize them, that you're able to hate and able to do that. So I think what we as politicians should do is, are we better off if people who are in the community, who may get in auto accidents, may get other things, may have infectious diseases, may handle our food with those infectious, are we better off treating them? I think we're all better off treating them. And I can tell you it's a life and death matter for people. Remember 3 or 4 years ago, a woman in Cottonwood County, Minnesota, where a woman crashed into a school bus, 4 kids killed. She was an undocumented immigrant. And I don't know if she had a chemical abuse problem. Most drunk drivers are certainly not handling alcohol responsibly. But if we treated her and everybody with alcohol and drug problems, if we treated them, we might save some lives. And that's a pretty important thing to do. So I would say that it's in all of our interest to take care of them. Yes, it's in all of our interest to fix the immigration problem. But in the meantime, these are human beings, and most social justice concerns would say we got to take care of them.